Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your November 2021 general readings. We are looking at the first 2 weeks of November, and this reading is for the Earth sign of Virgo. Welcome, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for taking the time to be here to watch this video or any of the videos on my YouTube channel, and thank you as well for all of your likes and shares and subscribing to the channel, comments, feedback. Those of you who reach out for personal readings, greatly appreciated. Thank you. So Virgo, this is for you for the first 2 weeks of November 2021. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Virgo. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Virgo. It is a general reading, so of course it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone. Watch all of your signs if you know them for any additional insight and perspective they might provide. And if you find that something does resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else. You can click on the description link below where you'll see my email address, maggie1maguire@gmail.com. Just click on that little arrow, you'll see it. Feel free, feel free to email me directly. I would be delighted to hear from you. And I can usually respond the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and I do readings full time. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent about timely scheduling. So message me if you'd like. Okay, Virgo, let's see what the first 2 weeks of November look like for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. Okay, Virgo, we begin with the Three of Cups. Party, celebration, or being with your friends, your kindred spirit, your tribe, perhaps positive social connections in the community. With the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, joy, abundance. It's definitely like party energy or celebration energy or just having a really great time with friends and family. Next, we have the Four of Cups, an offer being made. Somebody doesn't know if they want to take it or not. With the Two of Wands, and here's the decision about it. Do I say yes? Do I say no? What action do I take? Maybe some of you have an invitation for something and you're not quite sure if you want to do it or not. Next to that, we have the Four of Swords, a temporary withdrawal from conflict or a struggle of some kind. The Four of Swords is usually a card that shows up when someone's feeling tired, worn out, exhausted, and they need to take some time off in order to rest, recuperate, perhaps gain a different perspective. With the Page of Cups, a little message, sometimes a little flirting, but it doesn't pair well with the Four of Swords, so it's probably coming from an external source. This is like somebody saying, I have to go off here and figure out what I'm going to do. From the bottom of the deck, the overall energy is the Hanging Man, which is a card that represents waiting and watching while something's playing out. You're not taking any kind of decisive action. This is not pursuing anything. Could be perhaps feeling like you're in stasis and limbo, but it's a card, traditionally the Hanging Man is hanging upside down from the Tree of Knowledge, and he's not taking action because he's watching something playing out and gaining perspective while he's waiting to see what happens in order to make up his mind about something or how he might want to react or not react to a situation. It can be a card of feeling like you're in stasis and limbo. All of this lovely energy about, the Three of Cups, the Nine of Cups, this is like having fun with friends, basically. People you feel connected with, in a pretty visceral, decadent, abundant kind of way, like eating, drinking, having a good time kind of energy. It's not terribly deeply emotional. But I feel like your energy is the opposite. So I'm wondering if you have an invitation to go to something and you're not acting on it, or if somebody else, like a partner, someone is doing that. Let's clarify. Clarify the Hanging Man. Because it feels like the energy of waiting, I don't know what I want to do, is kind of intense for something that's perhaps this lighthearted. Clarify the Hanging Man. The Eight of Wands and the Hermit. So, yeah, the Hermit card pairs well with the Hanging Man because the Hermit walks a solitary path, at least for a time, because he's trying to gain some insight, wisdom, clarity. So he tries to kind of remove himself from the normal stressors of day-to-day life in order to get more mental clarity. And the Eight of Wands is a card of taking motion fast. This is fast movement forward, conversations, Cupid arrows, travel. It's aggressive, assertive movement forward. Clarify the Nine of Cups. The King of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy, Sun, Moon, or Rising, with the Two of Swords, which is a card that represents reluctance and a resistance to looking at something, because if you do, then you have to acknowledge it and make some kind of decision or take some kind of action here. And the King of Wands doesn't want to. You know, it feels, Virgo, as if there's an opportunity to go off and have fun somewhere with like people that you know and that you enjoy being with. It's either you or it's this other person as represented by the King of Wands, regardless of whether they're a fire sign or not. And because this is a general reading, how this plays out is going to be a little different in the specifics. But it may be that you've been invited to do something and you want to go with this other person or as a couple, if this is a couple thing. And maybe the other person doesn't want to go, and you're like, well, should I make up the decision to go on my own or by myself? What do I do here? It may be that this other person has decided to go and they didn't invite you to go along with them. And you're really upset about that, and you're trying to figure out what to do about it. There's this sense here of celebration or good times with people that you know, but then this sense of not going or being held back or waiting to know if you should go. Or if you even, again, maybe your partner is going off somewhere and you thought you just assumed they'd take you or invite you to, and that's not happening. Let's clarify a little bit more. Clarify the Four of Cups. Because it feels like somebody's upset here in this. The Six of Cups, so it's a card of historical attachments. The Three of Swords, heartache, heartbreak, pain, breakup or separation, emotional pain. The Two of Pentacles, a decision. And this is all clarifying an offer that is being made to somebody, but they don't know if they want to take it or not. But yet there's all this heartache. It feels like this is a relationship reading, right? Now, for some, the relationship might be romantic, and for some, it might just be close friends or family or something. It feels like somebody's feeling excluded here. And they're and they're really hurt by that, and they're trying to figure out how to make up, what to do. Like your partner decided to go do this thing, or the person you're dating, or somebody like that, and they didn't invite you, and you just assumed they would, and now you're like, well, what does that mean? Or some combination about that, because I'm getting the sense of like partying or social time, but somebody feeling excluded or shut out. Clarify the Two of Wands. The Eight of Cups, leaving, walking away to find your wish fulfillment. Five of Wands, arguments, conflict, internal, external conflict. And the Ten of Cups, which is the happy home card. Do I stay? Do I go? What do I do? If this is a situation you feel you've been excluded from or shut out from, again, it's a question of, do I stay in the situation? And if I do I find some way to come to acceptance of it, or do I leave? Now, in general readings, not only can the details and specifics vary a little bit because there's many of you watching, but it can also vary in intensity. So for some of you, this might be, a more milder version of, I have this invitation and I don't know if I want to go to this thing or not. But then there's still that element of heartbreak and heartbreak. I still feel like somebody feels excluded. Clarify the Four of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles, independent, self-sufficient, somebody who relies only on themselves, not on anybody else, and don't feel they need to. The Seven of Wands, defensive energy, guarding, protecting, defending, standing up for yourself. And the Ten of Swords, betrayal, surrendering to a painful ending, feeling exploited perhaps. We have the Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords in this reading together. So, I mean, there's relationship or relationships here. And somebody is feeling, again, betrayed. Now, the nature of that betrayal, and what to do about it, right? Now, the nature of that betrayal, it could be a whole variety of things, you know. It could be that, you know, somebody's feeling like they're excluded, whether it's you or the other person. They're going and they're doing things and having fun or going here and there or whatever, but somebody's feeling excluded for that. And maybe this is something that's been going on for some time. And the person is finally just one person, because it looks like one person, Virgo, is pulling back, pulling away and going, you know, I need to figure out what I need to do about this because I don't want this. The other person might be going, responding in a more light-hearted manner, like, well, why are you so upset? Or, you know, it's not that big a deal, or something of that kind. But you're like, this is somebody who's like, look, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to be on my own, I'm going to do my own thing, I'm going to focus on my own thing, and I'm going to figure out if this is what I really want to continue with or not. Clarify the Page of Cups, which is similar to one of your sister brother signs, Taurus, had something similar. Clarify the Page of Cups. The Seven of Cups, multiple options, opportunities, only looking at the best and brightest side of a situation. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's also a card that's not particularly realistic. It's only looking at the bright side. It's not looking at anything else. It's not looking at what it takes to get to something, only at the most perfect way something could work out. And the Knight of Cups, which is kind of similar, because the Knight of Cups is in love with love itself. The Knight of Cups firmly believes everything that he or she is offering and saying at the time, because they're in the grip of their emotions. But the difficulty sometimes with knights, particularly the Knight of Emotions, the Knight of Cups, is in the long-term follow-through, you know. This is a very dreamy, illusionary, optimistic energy, but it's not very realistic or grounded. And I feel like this is coming from the person who's, you know, on the other side of this, not the person who's being hurt and excluded, but the other side. It's like, okay, well, come if you want to, or, you know, this could work out. I mean, we could start again. We could, you know, and you're like holding on to, you know, no, this keeps happening over and over again. You betrayed me, you hurt me, you know, and the other person's like, well, you know, it'll be fine. Let's just, you know, like somebody's really trying to sweep something under the carpet here by waving, look at how good this could be, or something of that sort, or this isn't that big of a deal kind of energy. Somebody feeling excluded and heartbroken about feeling excluded, and the other person may be trying to backpedal and go, well, I didn't know it was that big of a deal to you, you know, and but it feels like somebody's kind of going off and trying to figure out what decision to make, if they want to stay, if they want to go. Let's end with any final messages, guidance, advice for Virgo. The Page of Cups. The High Priestess, trusting your intuition. The Four of Swords again. The Sun again, and, sorry, not again, the Sun and the Two of Wands. This is actually going off somewhere where you're going to relax, have a good time, have fun, and that's actually going to be what's going to help you connect back to your intuition to know what decision to make about something. So for some of you, it may be that this Three of Cups, Nine of Cups energy is you going off. There's some big decision that needs to be made here based on some kind of hurt feelings or some kind of painful situation. And it may be for some of you that you're going off on like a little vacation. You're going to go hang out and have some fun, kind of put it on the back burner temporarily separate yourself from the person, place, or situation that's causing you to feel this way. And doing that's actually going to help you reconnect back with your intuition so that you'll know what the right decision is moving forward. Until then, the Page of Cups likely means, because we have it twice, perhaps keeping the door of communication open. I'm not getting an indication of action one way or the other than, go off and enjoy yourself, and that's actually going to lift off some of the pressure. If you take a break from it, it's going to actually help give you a little bit of a better perspective than remaining right in the middle of it, which is difficult to see and answer when we're doing that, and actually just going off and having a good time. It's actually going to help alleviate enough pressure where that you're going to be able to gain a different perspective and make the right decision. Until then, kind of keep the lines of communication open, but no involvement. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay, Virgo. Those are your messages for the first 2 weeks of November. I hope they were helpful and resonated with whoever needed to hear them. Again, if any of this does resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading or information about that, maybe take a deeper look at something, click on the description link below, click on that little arrow. You'll see my email address, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me. I would be delighted to hear from you and even more delighted to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the November mid-month readings. Until then, stay safe and well, take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.